Please return Bubbles, your flight attendant, to her fully upright and locked position. Oh, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat and buckle up. Seat backs and tray tables in their full upright position. It's another episode of Skip Happens, your weekly view from 30,000 feet. From the first music lesson to the first paid gig to signing the deal, it's the journey that is the life of an artist. Now, here's your captain and co-captain, a.k.a. your hosts, Skip Clark and Deb Lamphere.
Bam! Hello, everybody.
Hey. How you
Welcome
doing?
to Skip Happens. And, of course, Deb Lamphere, my co-host with the podcast, also president of the official country music fan club and the audience company and all that good stuff. And tonight we have a great guest. I like this guy. We've been matter of fact, I probably saw him when I shouldn't have seen him.
Oh,
Because he was like, let me just kind of tell you what happened here. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, you tell it.
Yeah. Okay. So I noticed he was on extra early tonight. So I sat down here and I kind of, I'm doing my thing on my end and checking everything, and I'm going test 1, 2, checking the microphones, all that you need to do as you get ready to do a podcast. And all of a sudden, this guy comes running over half naked in front of the camera. He's got a towel around him. He goes, dude, I'm in the shower, and I heard this guy yelling at me.
that is so funny.
I didn't want to be late. So I just had it open, and then I hear it check 1, 2, and I was like, oh, did I miss it? Yeah.
What a great way to meet Mr. Emmett Stevens.
Yes, Emmett Stevens Jr. is with us here tonight, and it's so good to see you, my friend. I feel like I've known you for a long time now. We've been sitting here having a great conversation.
Well, you've seen more of me now than like a lot of people have, to be honest.
And we're not going to go down that road. All right, I got you. But hey, Emmett, tell us, where are you?
So I'm in my hometown of Dade City, Florida. That's where I'm at right now.
That's like, all right, you said near Tampa, right?
Yeah, we're about 35 minutes north of Tampa, yeah. Very
cool. You've been there all your life?
Whole time. I was born in Tampa, but then we moved to Dade City when I was one. I say we, like I had a choice. My parents moved me to Dade City and them when I was one, so I claim Dade City. Yeah. Even if they don't claim me. It is what it is.
Deb, I don't know if he's ever seen snow. Have you ever seen snow?
So I saw snow one time when I was either, I think I was 5. I was either 5 or 6. I saw snow, but what do you remember at 5?
Well, you're missing out on something real special. Let me tell you.
There's pictures of me in the snow when I was 5. I look cute.
He was out there doing snow angels. I don't know.
I believe it.
Exactly. And I gave him a little idea what it's like December, January, February. We are located in the Northeast. We're in Syracuse. But it's nothing for us to get a foot of snow. And we still get up in the morning. We still go to work. The kids still go to school for the most part. And not like you get the hurricanes, and our weather's changing too. But at least I know if we get a blizzard, we still have our house.
Yeah,
so
depending where you're at, the hurricanes can be. If you're on the coast, the hurricanes are definitely a lot more rough. And honestly, depending on where that hurricane hits, if you're on its path, What do you do for fun? Do you like deep sea fish? Are you hanging out at the beach? What do you, being where you are in Florida? Yeah. So I work out a lot. I love going to the gym. But me and my dad, we go bass fishing a lot. I don't do a whole lot of the deep sea or going out into the Gulf, but we go bass fishing.
Is it like sea bass?
No, it's like just freshwater bass.
Oh, okay.
Freshwater bass. Yeah, we got some lakes out here. Lake Panasoffkee is where we mostly go, but we got
no idea.
Hillsborough River.
Okay.
Yeah. Bass fishing.
So you're not too close to the ocean and the beaches. You're more in.
Here in Dade City, we're about probably an hour away from the closest beach, which still isn't bad.
Not bad. Yeah.
Most of the country don't live not close to the beach at all. We can go whenever. Sometimes you wake up if you want to go to the beach. A lot of us Floridians don't, but it's nice to know that we could.
That's right.
I like it. In a week like this, where actually I'm not working my other job, I'd be at the beach every day. And I'm more or less on the beach right now, but it's all, I would be at the beach. So, Let's talk about you a little bit, though. Brand new musician, artist. I shouldn't say brand new being an artist, but brand new getting a song on a radio.
Yes.
You just dropped a brand new single, done with you, like Brooks and Dunn with you.
Yes.
And I don't.
You listen to it. You know.
I did listen to it, and you're throwing the names out there. You mentioned Stapleton. You mentioned Dierks Bentley. You mentioned, oh my gosh, Brooks and Dunn. You just keep going. Tell us about that a little bit.
Oh man. So I wrote the song. I actually wrote the song in this house. I wrote it back in November of 2021. Actually in my kitchen. That's right over there. I'm not gonna pan to it either because it's not clean. Not dirty, but not clean.
It's all good.
And I was just in the kitchen and I was listening to Whiskey Glasses by Morgan Wallen, because that's like the first like line of the chorus is I got my whiskey glasses. That's what Morgan, or no. Well, whatever. Talk about whiskey glasses. But the first line of my song was like, I got my whiskey glasses because that's what Morgan said. There's no shortage of breakup songs by any mean in country music. You know, there's very few tropes that are thrown around from time to time. And I didn't want to just write like another breakup song. Because, you know, and I say that now, I'm sure one of the next any number of songs I put out will be breakup songs. But when I said, like, you know, I got my whiskey glasses, that's what Morgan said, I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. What if I took like these like famous tags in certain songs and then like remix it to like also include like who said it. So that's like where the I got my whiskey glasses, that's what Morgan said. Ain't got a drinking problem, like Ask Midlands, because they got the drinking problem song, Stapleton starting over, and so on and so forth, like with Dierks and Luke Combs and then Brooks and Dunn, who arguably have one of the greatest, saddest breakup songs, Neon Moon, which is kind of like the tag in the chorus.
Love it.
So,
yep.
Love
Wow. Are those all like the artists that you've always looked up to?
Oh,
is that another reason that you're in the song?
Yeah, so I mean, Brooks and Dunn, obviously, they just been around for so long, just hit after hit. Stapleton's got the arguably, you know, one of the greatest voices on the planet. Morgan and Luke Combs, you know, they're killing it right now. And then Dierks has always just been. Dierks always has really fun songs, like Drunk on a Plane. Like that's so like that. I don't think I could have thought of that. I was like, that's like a cool thing. And then Midland's got some of the coolest sounds to their songs.
They're different.
I don't think Midland gets the credit they deserve, really. And
you have a very valid point. I think, Deb and I both agree with that. That, you know, they're from obviously Midland, Texas.
Yeah.
And you're in Florida, but you're right. I mean, they're very unique in their sound.
Yeah.
So how has it been going? I mean, have you heard it on the radio yet?
So it came out. So it's been out a week today. Today's officially 1 week the Done With You's been out. The day after it came out, or the day that it came out, so 1 week ago, because it comes out at like midnight. So it came out like the Tuesday going into Wednesday, that midnight little period. I don't know what day we call that. But that next morning, I woke up and I went to. Do you guys know? Do we call it Wednesday? Do we just call it Wednesday?
Sure.
Yeah, you just call it Wednesday. Yeah,
Wednesday. What's funny?
I'm 25. I dropped out of college to be a musician, so you know, bear with me.
I dropped out of college to work radio. So.
Hey, man, doing good so far, you know.
Yes, you are. There's no doubt.
So the next morning that it came out, we went to our local radio station that's actually over in Brooksville, Florida, which is just one town over, which I love Brooksville. It's second only to Dade City. And they played it on 103.9 The Boot with DJ Trey. He had me come in. We did a little bit of an interview, and I got to hear Done With You, like my first song on the radio for the first time ever, which that was pretty cool. My parents were in the room. One of my friends, Alex, he was in the room. He was getting some pictures, and it was really cool. Very, very. I don't like to get emotional, but it was very cool.
No, you should get emotional. If you didn't, I'd be worried about you, because I know I would. So you heard it from actually being in the studio as opposed to being in the car, leaving the parking lot and heading to the next stop.
Yeah. So actually, I haven't heard it like on the radio in my car yet. But I heard it like in the studio that I got a bunch of texts from people saying, "Oh my, I heard your song on the radio." And I was like, "Oh, awesome." But Me personally, I've yet to hear it on the radio itself. I'm trying. I'm looking for it.
Yeah. So this is your first attempt at radio, getting it out there, but you've been doing this for a little bit. Tell us a little bit about the Emmett Stevens Band.
Emmett Stevens Band?
Do you have your own? You have your own band,
yeah, so
right?
I have a group of guys that like comes with me, and we do.
But you've been out performing around. You've been doing this for a little bit.
Yeah. So I've been playing. Oh man, probably coming up on 4. Ooh, I'm getting old. 4 or 5 years. I've been playing out at bars. That's when that's how I got my start. Yeah. A lot of people do. There was a little place in my hometown, a little restaurant, that when I started playing out, I wanted to play at this one spot. And at the time, looking back, it's funny. When I went in, I said, yo, I want to play here. Like, I know y'all don't have live music here. And it was something like off. Like, I think it was like a Monday night when like no one has live music on Mondays, especially like where I'm from. And I said, can I play here on Mondays? And they said, yeah. They said, what do you want to get paid? And I was like, oh, whatever's fine. And I was like, perfect. Looking back now, I was like, oh, kid.
$500 would be great.
It was 4 hours. They paid me $50, and I got a cheeseburger and fries. They're gracious. And I just had such a good time playing music out for the first time. I would have done it for free. I would have paid them to
right.
Because I fell in love with it at that moment, playing out for people. And again, there was probably 12 people in this little restaurant.
I was just going to ask if it was
me and those 12 people. We had a heck of a time.
Well, look at it this way. It's 12 new fans.
That's right.
It is.
Or at least something to see. You got to have a base to start with, and you got to be able to, I always say, and Deb does as well, it's always one fan at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And,
absolutely.
you just build that fan base, brother.
That's what, I mean, when I play out, I like to say, I try to say hi to everybody, because I think that personal connection with people, I think that's what a lot of the world is lacking nowadays, is that no one knows how to communicate with each other. And so just having like, if they come up like after like the set or after the show, they're like, hey, like I do my best to at least have somewhat of a real conversation with everybody. Not just a hi, how are you, smile for the picture kind of thing. I don't like doing that. I'd rather get to know you, at least at the level I'm at too. Like I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
I love talking to people. I love hearing what they thought of the songs. Because that's when you get the best stories, like when they hear a song of yours, and they can like really like resonate with it. They tell you how it made them feel or what they were going through when they were listening to it, and how either like help them or help a friend of theirs, and that's really cool.
I think connecting with your fan base one-on-one on a personal level like that, even though when you start off this way and you start off small, you'd really be surprised how much that multiplies, because I have a great experience with you. I had a conversation with you. I'm now going to tell my friends, and I love your music, and on and on and on. And, when you have 5,000 fans, you might only be able to give them a minute versus 5, but you've got that relationship there. So that's awesome.
And what is there other singles right after this one you've already got lined up? Do you have some sort of a closet full of songs you've written and
smile on his face?
I know. I love this. Yes.
Yes, there are other songs. They're written. Some are recorded. I'm trying to think here on my feet. Some are recorded.
Okay.
There is a plan in place. And I don't want to say anything wrong. There are songs, they're recorded,
and you have
there's
a plan
to get them out.
So
Okay.
there you go.
That's all. Okay. So that's good. So you're ready to roll.
Yes.
I mean, you're putting out Done With You, Brooks and Done With You. You're putting that out, and now that'll run its course. Then you can say, okay, it's time for this one, or it's time for that one. And I mean, and hopefully, being a radio guy, it's nice to have something with a little bit of tempo, which we have. But then there's also those love songs, which is, country music, as I know, Deb knows. It is the story, the soundtrack of our life.
Oh,
where I want to be able to,
I probably wrote my favorite like ballad the other day.
Yep. I want to be able to drive down the road and hear Emmett Stevens Jr. and go, he's singing about my life. This, I just went through this, or I'm going through this.
Yeah.
Because then, you know what? I just even become a bigger fan, and I want more.
That's the plan, man. We got some good songs coming. And
good.
Yeah. I've been very blessed recently to write with some cool people, and yeah, we got some good songs coming. I'm excited.
I was going to ask you about your songwriting. It's one thing. Deb is totally fascinated with the songwriting aspect of everything, and so am I. And are there, like, all right, throw some names out there. Who have you written with? Anybody who would know?
Well, there's a monster. So actually, this past weekend, I was just up in St. Augustine for the St. Augustine Songwriters Festival.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which is great, and man, we try not to name drop. We met a bunch of really, really cool people. Cool people, got a bunch of contact information, and more important than that, we built like some real relationships over the weekend. And some of the best songs come out of real, authentic, organic relationships. You can really, I've been in writes that have been non-organic, if that makes sense. Like it's just kind of like, hey, you and this guy are gonna write, or you and this person, y'all are gonna go write. And then you go in there and it's kind of awkward because, you know, it's kind of like hanging out with a stranger for the first time. It doesn't always go as you
the way you want it to. Yeah.
But if you have a friendship with somebody, like I got a good friend named McCoy Moore. He's a great guy, and like we have a really good connection. So when we get together, man, we just have a good time. And whether or not we write a song that day or not, those emotions, those feelings of like camaraderie are there. I will say I did have a write with, I'll name drop one guy, wrote with Jared Blake, who was on season 1 of The Voice.
Yes.
Travels the country doing a ton of shows. And a monster songwriter by the name of Ira Dean.
From Trick Pony.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. And I know Ira. And definitely, yeah. I mean, it's not like, you know, you and I being best friends, but I know him. He knows me. And, you know, if I'm in Nashville and I see him at the radio seminar or something, it's like, hey, dude, what's up? You know, it's something like that. So,
Ira is a monster songwriter. We were in that room, and lyrics just fall out of this man. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
I think we were in the room for almost, it was over 5 hours. And me, I'm a big snacker. So I kept, and they wouldn't eat any of the snacks. I'm a really, like, I was, you know, I was not hurt, but I was like, I felt like a bad host. Like I didn't have the right snacks. We had some Ritz crackers and some like, it was like salami and like cheese, little trays there, whatever they are. But
yeah.
So describe to us a writer's room. So where were you? Like in a hotel, in a conference room? Or are you at a?
So we were we were at this hotel. Can't remember the name, but there's an M on it. It wasn't like a Marriott or anything, but there was like, I think it was like an Airbnb-ish kind of hotel. Like people own like certain rooms.
Okay.
And, we were at this hotel, and me and my manager were staying in it. And the day of the write came, and it was just me in the middle of the living room. Again, I had my snacks on the coffee table.
So you were the host, right?
Do what now?
You were the host, so you were in charge.
I was the host. And so, you know, I had the snacks out, thinking I was ready to roll. The Ritz crackers, and there's a bag of Chex Mix that I put a bowl out for everybody to like kind of like, you know, nibble on or whatever. And halfway through the write, no one was touching. I was like, "Do you guys want any of this?" And they're like, "Good." So I just took the bowl onto the couch with me. So like the whole time we're writing this song, I just got this big old bowl of Chex Mix just on my side, like right next to the guitar. And back to the songwriting part. But no, the room, it's just like a living room, and we're all just kind of sitting around in a circle. I was on the couch. Jared and Ira, they're both in like chairs, and everyone's kind of bouncing ideas off of each other. And it was really cool. And again, I've met Jared before. I had not met Ira before. This is the first time. But man, he was just so nice, so kind, knowledgeable when it came to writing songs. Which is something I just recently got into, probably about two years ago, I think, is when I started writing. And seeing someone at his level, it's very motivating because it gives you someone to like, chase after, to be like, okay,
Right.
this is where you can go with this. Whether or not I'll ever catch him, I doubt it, because Ira's amazing. But
well, it's a great role model for you.
Great role.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to being on stage, Ira's somebody you may want to watch as well, because if I remember correctly, when he would perform with Trick Pony, and he'd be playing the stand-up, and they had the headlights on it, and it'd be swirling around, and he'd be doing all sorts of wild shit with it. It would just be nuts.
Yeah.
It would be nuts, but a lot of fun to watch.
He's got great hair too.
Yes.
Got great hair. Great hair.
Yeah. Is there somebody that you bounce your music off of, and to get another opinion? Deb's going in and out there. I don't know what she's doing. She's probably trying to check on the ball game tonight. I don't know. But is there somebody like your sister or somebody that you bounce your music off of and say, hey, I just did this. What do you think?
So I always say this. My sister is my best critic because she is my harshest. Obviously, like I send it to my manager and stuff to get like her feel for it. And then I do got some friends, but I think my sister's got to be the best critic because she is the harshest critic. Because she's not worried. She's obvious. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very much like I'd rather you hurt me with the truth than help me with a lie. Like,
Emmett, your song sucks. And it's like, okay, I'll go back. But you know what? You learn from that.
And she said it. She has said it. I've written some garbage cans, man. But
I'd be like, what do you mean?
What do you mean it sucks? No, it's
it sucks? They spent all this time writing this song and you're telling me it sucks?
Yeah, well, you can actually get like kind of like almost blind to it. Like love is blind. Like you can like be with something for so long and work on it for so long just to like you almost form this attachment because you've just been with it for so long. If that's not a metaphor for a relationship, I don't know what is. But you can, just be with something for so long that you're like, oh no, this is great. And then you show it to someone and they're like, that's probably not it. I don't think that's it. And then you take a step back, you listen to it, and when you're like, what is it? When you think objectively about it, you're like, nah, that ain't
right.
Right. But it takes that outside source to like make you look at it.
Yeah, but all that, it makes you focus better. It makes you it just makes you better all the way around.
Oh yeah.
No doubt about that. Absolutely. Are you there we go, Deb, plug your ears. Are you a baseball fan?
I like baseball. I wouldn't call myself a fan because I have friends that are real fans of baseball.
Okay.
So I'll watch the game if it's on, but I wouldn't call myself a true baseball fan.
And Tampa Bay is playing in the wild card.
Yeah,
oh, wait a minute.
I did hear that. I did hear that.
I think they lost today. Texas kicked their butt.
That's probably, I mean, we have a history. We'll do so good during the season. See, I do know a bit about baseball, but like opposing friends, not even close. We always do good like regular season, but as soon as like the playoffs come around, for some reason, man, we just decide to choke at the end. And
I only like
praise, and if they hear this, I'd love to come to a game and let me sing the whatever. But
I think they're done for the season. I think I could be wrong. I don't know, even if somebody's watching this down the road, they're going to go, hey, that was a long time ago. But no, I think they're done for the season. Just beat them. Yeah, hey, don't worry. We're Mets fans here. So our team was gone a long time ago.
Y'all get it.
Yeah. No. So do you ever get up to Nashville?
All the time. I'm there. Yeah. I'm up in Nashville as much as I can. At the bare minimum, I'm there 1 week every month.
Wow.
Bare minimum.
Nice. And you're not ready to leave your hometown yet, huh?
I do love it here.
Okay.
I do love it here. But I love Nashville too. But I love them both for different reasons.
Yeah.
Why do you love your hometown so much?
Oof. The people.
It can't be the heat and the humidity.
Oh no, the heat and humidity is like it's one of those driving factors driving me out. But
okay.
Well, Nashville has it too in the summer, so
not as bad though. Like I was up. When was that? I was up there with my buddy Colin. I think it was in July. I was up there in July, and he said, "Bro, it's so hot." And I was like, "I'm over there in not a sweatshirt, but I was wearing like a thick cotton shirt."
Oh wow!
And I had just left the gym. I was wearing some thick cotton shirt and some gym pants, some tennis shoes. And I'm over there, like, man, it's beautiful out here. It feels great. And it's just because in Florida right now, it's like 98 degrees and it feels like 112.
Wow.
And you're sweating through everything. But he's also a Kansas City guy. So.
Well, there you go.
There, exactly. There you go.
Totally.
So you skirted the question.
What
do you love about
what
do you love about what do you love about your hometown?
The people. I do love the people. I mean, I grew up here. I know everyone here. That number of people is growing here.
I did read that you're somewhat of a hometown celebrity. That's where I was going with that. Because it's just doing what you're doing with the music, and you've been playing around your hometown for so long.
Yeah.
That people there, they absolutely love you.
I hope you're right. I mean, I love them, but
I read
again, there's not a whole lot of us. So I mean, there's not a whole lot of competition. You know what I mean?
You're right. There's not a whole lot of artists like you. Is that what you're saying?
There's not a whole lot of people in general. Just
there's
not a whole lot of people to be with. Everyone's kind of a celebrity to the certain group here.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I have been playing out here a while, and I have a ton of like fans and like friends here, and I don't know. It's hard. It's weird to say fans. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Being from the Northeast, we look like, oh, we want to go to Florida. We want to, it's going to be a great vacation.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure you're in Florida and you're probably going, where can I go to get out of Florida for a good vacation?
Yeah.
And do you have a favorite vacation spot outside of Florida?
Outside of Florida?
Yeah, I mean, you're down there. I mean, that's the home. You see it every day. We don't.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, we got the beaches and stuff. So, beaches are kind of like it's just here kind of thing. I like the mountains. I do like the mountains. I will say, though, one of the best vacations I had. Oh, man. We went to Vegas. I've been to Vegas a few times. I do like Vegas, but it's because I like to people watch. I like to see the characters that are there.
There are characters there.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah. That's what we're going to call them, too, as characters.
Yeah, I like that. Great term for that. Great.
Yes, exactly. There's a lot of characters, and I'm with you, Emmett, that there's nothing better than watching people.
Well, shoot, man, I hear upstate New York's nice. I might have to come up there with y'all sometime.
Yeah, and we talk about it because we're in Syracuse, and as I mentioned earlier, we don't get the hurricanes per se like you do. We may get maybe a tail end. I think we came close to one. One came close to us last week, but it was just some clouds, some rain, a little bit of wind, and then it was gone.
Yeah.
But nothing like what you're getting. But up here, I can say we get the 4 seasons, and it's absolutely beautiful. Summer can be hot as hell, and it was hot today, even though it's autumn. But the leaves change color, or the trees turn colors. Right now, the leaves change. Did I say that right?
Yeah. Well, you said it right the first time, and then you.
Yeah, I messed it up.
Yeah.
I'm impressed still. I'm here.
Yep. And we get the snow for Christmas, which is absolutely beautiful. After that, the snow can go away. Spring is nice, and the flowers and the trees come out again. Summer's hot, and then we get autumn and the colors. So it's it is a beautiful part of the country.
Don't really change a whole lot of colors. They kind of just go from green to brown here. and there might be some time when like some of the trees have like less leaves, but then they come right back. They come right back to green, and they're all good to go.
So do you have like
the orange, the yellows, the reds? It's just green.
Oh, we get all the different colors. Brown. If you go online and you search the Adirondacks this time of the year, you're going to see some beautiful, beautiful pictures.
The what? The Adirondacks?
The Adirondacks. Yep, the mountains in northern New York.
You're going to have to text me that so I know what you're talking about.
I will do that. I will do that. Absolutely. I would definitely text it to you. So do we have an EP in the future?
We have songs recorded.
Yeah, there you go.
We have songs recorded. We have songs written that have yet to be recorded that are really
plan.
And there's a plan.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, I love that. Oh man, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. You seem to have it all together. And
not even close, but I'm doing the best I can.
It's looking good. It's sounding good. How much of that are you doing yourself?
With what?
Like your plan, everything that being an independent artist, do you have a team that's working with you, or are you doing most of it yourself?
No, I have a team around me that does more than I could ask them to do. My manager, Mandy, is great. I'm working with a company called Aristo. They're great.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Chrissy and Matt are great. Obviously, my producer, Craig Campbell, he's a huge help with that. And then another lady on the team who's important to us is her name is Deanna Kay. She's she's like sunshine in a bottle, man. She is the sweetest person. Yeah. Then I got a few like photographers and videographers that like kind of bounce around depending on the job, when it is and where it is. Tyler and Chelsea are their names, and they do fantastic work. And I would not be able to do what I'm doing at the level without them.
Right. Now, let's talk about Craig Campbell a little bit. We haven't really gotten into that. How did that whole relationship between you and him come about?
So there's a city down here called Sanford.
Yep.
It's close to the Orlando-ish area. I was going down there to meet another artist named Big Vinny, which if you guys don't know who Big Vinny is, you guys, Trailer Choir, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, Big Vinny, he's the man. I went down there to meet him, and he was actually opening up for Craig. And I ended up just meeting Craig, because I'm a fan of his work. And I took a picture with him, posted it, and a buddy of mine said, Craig's actually doing an event the following month, and he needs an opener. I was like, shoot, sign me up. Like, if this is an offer, I'll take it. So we met at that event, and then I opened up for him. So he then became a little bit more familiar with me, and he saw me get to perform for the first time. And obviously he didn't hate it. Right. And then there was one more time that I got to open up for him down here in Florida. And honestly, we just kind of hit it off. He's a great dude.
That's awesome, man.
A little bit after that second show, my manager called me and said, hey, I was just talking with Craig, and Craig wants to work with you. And I was like, I'm honored. Like, that's, it's Craig Campbell. That's awesome. It's crazy. So I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. Obviously, I'm not going to say, let me talk to my people.
Yeah, let my people decide what we want to do, and they'll be in touch with your people, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. So that's what it is. And then, me and Craig went in the studio, worked on the songs. Done With You is one of them. And Now
that is so good. Did you feel intimidated at all? Like, oh my God, that's Craig, Campbell.
I don't like the word intimidated. I did feel motivated to be my best. Because, you can't do better than your best anyway. So as long as I'm giving, if I'm giving 100% of me, 110% of me, that's the best I can do. Intimidated, obviously, like a monster songwriter too. So, when it came to the songwriting aspect of it, yes, I would say I'm intimidated. I was intimidated at the time. But honestly, Craig, at the same time, he's so nice and so like down to earth, so such a genuine person. He makes you comfortable. So like all that, like, oh man, is this song gonna be good enough? Is he gonna like it? That all goes out the window as soon as you start talking to the man.
That's awesome. So, that's a good feeling.
Oh yeah.
No doubt. Really good feeling.
Love Craig. He's great.
Deb was gonna say something.
No, I'm just I'm absorbing, and I'm thinking though, one of the things is a little off tangent, but you have such a happy personality. Like, you just give off a very happy vibe, very energetic, very positive. Like, you just really, I think it just really comes through that you love what you do.
You talking to me or him?
No, I'm talking to Emmett. I know you love doing your podcast, but I just was really like zoned in on that part of your character. So I figured, I might as well tell you, seeing that Skip opened up that door for me.
Well, thank you. I tried. Yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't be positive. I know it's not as common.
I love it.
It's not as common as it should be. I think you receive what you put out,
Yeah. And you are in a tough business. There's no doubt. There's a lot of competition.
Oh, and don't get me wrong. There are some days that are tougher than others when, the positive side might not come through as much as I'd like it to, but
look you even say that with a smile. It just amazes me that that energy is just fantastic. So
thank you.
Keep
And
it up.
that's half the ball game right there.
Mhm.
Smile and wave and shake hands and do whatever you need to do. Hey, do you ever like have alligators walk around in your backyard or anything like that? That's the wildlife one.
I mean, it's a funny question, but yeah, like the answer is yes, which is
It's
kind of
like-
scary if you think about it. It's funny going up to Nashville actually, because that's like a common question that people ask. Like, have you ever seen an alligator? And I was like, yeah. On my way to the airport this morning, I passed 4 of them. You know what I mean? Like they're just everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like a little where my parents live, where I used to live, all the time. Like, you know, there's water on the backside of the property. So like,
Right.
you know, if the gators get bored, they just kind of come hang out. But where I'm at, there's like a little retention pond close by. And so like every once in a while there'll be like just an alligator, just kind of, not a huge one in these little retention ponds, you know, not that you'd see like in a big like lake that you go like bass fishing on. But you know, there's little like, I say little, it's like a 4 or 5 foot alligator.
Oh my goodness.
You know, you don't bother them, man. They don't bother. Y'all don't have those in Syracuse?
No. But what is that? What it is? You just don't go near them, and they don't come near you. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. We got some buddies that'll, you know, there's some crazy people down here sometimes. But there's
somebody
people I like to wrestle them sometimes, but that's not as common as y'all think it is down here.
Yeah, we have a viewer. Sandy just commented gator fries.
Gator.
I don't know. Gator fries.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had gator tail. Like, you know, have y'all ever you ever had gator tail?
I've had gator. I don't know if it was gator tail, probably. But it tastes, and I don't mean this as a joke, but it tastes like chicken.
It does, man. It really does. So the very first, I guess, private gig that I had, it was actually a wedding for a couple, Mark and Eva. They're some of my favorite people to this day. I still talk to them. They come to my church that my father pastors and that I lead worship at on Sundays when I'm in town. And their wedding, so Mark, he's like a mechanic, but on the side, he like traps alligators, you know, because like there's too many here. And so they'll go and catch them. But the food at the wedding was a gator. It's like, you know, most weddings have this really nice steak or chicken or whatever. It's like, they had a fried gator. It was like the main course of like the wedding dinner. And he knew what he was doing. It was good.
Wow.
But I ate way too much of it.
They Deb, weren't they at the state fair? They had like gator meat or something. Or deep fried gator.
I wasn't gonna try it.
You should. If you guys ever come down here, I'll have Mark make you some because it's delicious.
Like I said a minute ago or two, I have had gator.
Yeah.
It's not that I have it a lot, but it was just one of those, here, try it. It's gator. And so I tried it, and no kidding, it tasted like chicken. But Sandy also says, I really meant to say rooster fries. And then she says, keep reading. I don't know. That. But
I don't know about rooster. I've never heard of rooster fries.
Nope. Now she gator is good, she said.
Oh, okay. I'm starting to see. Yeah, I can see her messages.
I have no idea. But it's just interesting, and it's fun to talk about, you know, all this. And you living in Florida, where, you know, I mean, you don't see snow, but you see a lot of wind and rain, and then you have the beautiful days as well. And you got baseball down there that I always seem to bring up, but you get spring training, you get all that. It's right in your own backyard. Plus, you're able to do what you love, and that's music.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, I did read about your dad being the pastor, and you performing at the church as well, or you?
Yeah, I lead worship at the church. Yeah.
Yes, very cool.
Yeah, me and my mom. My mom sings as well. My little sister sings too.
Very nice.
So me and my mom, we lead praise and worship at the church.
Love it.
You know, and you know, that's where a lot of the music background came from, was in church, where I learned how to play a lot. Like I learned off of YouTube, but learning to play with people, like in a band, I mean, church is what did that for me. There were musicians around.
And you talk about learning off of YouTube. How common is that now?
It's definitely more common now. I think I was, I don't want to say I was like on. When I was learning guitar on YouTube, I'd say that's probably when I started to pick up some momentum of, like, you know, at the time I was 12. So I think that's when YouTube kind of was hitting its stride in the sense of like everyone posting like, hey, if you want to play this song, like this is how you play it, and they would like show the chords and stuff on a video. But now, I mean, shoot, honestly, you can learn just about to do anything off of YouTube now, I think.
Well, it's kind of my point too, is that, you know, you can learn how to play guitar, and you can also learn how to build an engine or whatever. You know, you've got something you need to get done around the house and you don't want to call somebody to do it. You
Dude,
go
so
on your YouTube.
I was changing the because I just moved into my first house probably 2 years ago now.
Okay.
And I realized I had never changed doorknobs on a door.
Well, dude, did you have to go to YouTube to look at how to change a doorknob?
It's not as much as I had to. I feel like I could have figured it out eventually, but it definitely saved me a lot of time.
I was gonna say
a ton of time.
But you know, to your point, you're right. You can anything. It's all right there.
Oh,
it's from changing a light bulb to learning how to play guitar.
Now that one I did learn at home with Dad, but for some reason I just had never changed doorknobs before, so I don't know. It was funny.
You do have to put them in the right way. If not, things won't work right. It'll be
trust me, I messed up the first one.
Yep.
So I went onto YouTube.
Lock on the wrong side. Yeah, totally.
Well, that's what I hear with my kids now. If I can't figure something out and I think they may have done it, we'll call them and they'll say, just look it up on YouTube. Like, they don't even want to take the time to explain it.
It's all video. Everything's on YouTube. Anything you want to see, learn, do, cook.
Yep.
You want to cook? I learned Gordon Ramsay has a bunch of videos on how to cook on YouTube.
Yes.
I make a mean steak now because of Gordon Ramsay.
Well, that was going to be one of my questions. What's your favorite meal?
Ooh. So I used to be a bigger boy back in the day. I was a hefty kid until about 21.
Okay.
So I mean, honestly anything at the time.
Yeah.
Right now, my favorite meal. Ooh, I do love steak. I had like up in St. Augustine. I went to this like steakhouse, and I got a steak, a New York strip. You know.
A nice New York strip. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, delicious. Yep. Loved it. Great. Absolutely.
Beef seems to be the food of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the artists that we speak to, everybody's like, you know, we just love a good steak dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I think being on the go all the time, it's not so often you get like a good like sit down steak. You know what I mean? If you're on the go all the time, a lot of the time, and I'm still guilty of it. I shouldn't do it, but like I stop at so many fast food places, like Thursday through Saturday.
Dude, you look great. You go to the gym. I mean, I know we're all living in a world where we're all on the go.
Yeah.
You know, I run out to get lunch. What do? I go through a Wendy's drive-through. I go through a McDonald's drive-through. I go through an Arby's.
And don't get me wrong, I love all that stuff. Like I still have to like stop myself from getting it. But so what I do, like Sunday through that's a lot. Monday through Wednesday, because you got to go to the Mexican restaurant in your local town after church on Sundays. So Monday through Wednesday, I try to eat as like healthy as possible, right? So I eat like, you know, my chicken, my rice, my vegetables, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm lying again. I don't eat vegetables a whole lot, but my chicken and my rice. That way, on, you know, days I'm traveling and stuff, I don't have to be as strict. Like, you know, if you're at the gas station, I don't feel like spending $20 on a bag of jerky. A lot of times it's just easier to go, you know.
Totally.
Get something, you know.
Yeah,
no. Pack your road snacks, you know. Pack your road lunch.
Oh, jeez. That's a lot of work, you know.
I know, but it's healthier.
Miss Deborah, do you have kids?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you're all in the same generation where, you know, you kind of get out and eat out quite a bit. But we're trying to transition them into eating home more often or cooking more often. You know, use the crock pot. You could make several.
Oh, I got an air fryer. So
air fryer.
To save my life. So my and I tell everyone this, my meals that I make at home consist of like, you know, Uncle Ben's rice. Do y'all have Uncle Ben's rice?
Yep.
Like the bagged rice. It takes like 90 seconds in the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
It's Uncle Ben's rice. It's half. I split the bag in half for 2 meals. So it's a half bag of Uncle Ben's rice, and then So I'm like, is it the Purdue like already cooked grilled chicken that comes in a bag? I literally like rip open the bag, throw that chicken on a skillet, and then like put the bag rice in the microwave. And that's basically, I have that probably 6 or 7 times on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday that I'm eating.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you know what? It's
I do
good
have an air fryer,
you.
and I like, there's a certain brand of chicken nuggets called Just Berry chicken nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah. Well, you see that the chicken and rice, number one, it's really good for you.
Yeah.
And I should be doing more of that. But it's also cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that expensive.
Heck yeah.
So you're getting a good meal for a decent price.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially if you're on your own and you got to watch your spending and just try to do your own thing. You know, that's great. And you said you were a hefty boy. How did you work out? I know you say you go to the gym every day, but you've lost a lot of weight then?
Yeah. So, I mean, if we got time, I can tell you all the story of how I lost all the weight.
Well, that's entirely up to you. We've got all night, but you know, we're here to talk about your music.
I was in college for a little bit, and I was a hefty boy. I ended up getting strep throat. All right, so this first time I ever got strep throat, and you can't eat because like your tonsils are like so swollen, and so for a week I lived off of Gatorade and applesauce. When I was used to eating like Wendy's every day, like Wendy's was like that was my spot, still love it. And so I only ate applesauce and Gatorade for like a week. And then I ended up taking some medicine, obviously to get better. And I had an allergic reaction to the medicine and I broke out in hives. Not everywhere, but almost everywhere on my body, so I couldn't like go out either. So I was having like home cooked meals that were like, again, chicken, rice, and some vegetables for a week. And yeah, so for about 2 weeks straight, I just either didn't eat or had chicken and rice, and I ended up losing like 25, 30 pounds in those 2 weeks.
Wow.
Because I just had so much extra weight on me. And that time came when I was finally better, and I was like, I kind of, I look a little bit better than I did. And my parents used to own a gym, so we had a bunch of old workout equipment out at the barn at my dad's shop. And so I said, could you show me how to work out and like stuff like that and be healthy? And he's like, Lord, I was hoping you were going to say something. And so I was like, you could have told me like earlier instead of just waiting for me to like almost die from strep throat and like malnourishing. And so, yeah, then I started working out and just kind of fell in love with it,
Very cool.
Now I do it.
Good for you. That is excellent. I'm thinking about the chicken and rice diet. I have to tell my wife when I go upstairs.
Good, man. Again, three days of the week, really good. That way the other time I can have my fun. I still, don't get me wrong, man.
But it's hard. It's hard being, doing what you do, being an artist, being a performer, and me being the radio guy and kind of running from the radio station to the shows and then, having to do what we have to do. It's like, I don't have time to stop and eat. I don't have time to sit down for an hour and have a good meal. I need to go through a drive-through, get something on the road and eat it as I go. Just
the only hack, if you want to call it, that I've seen is getting the grilled sandwiches from places. But half the time, man, if you're getting, I don't know.
I know.
I'd like to say that I do that, but I just get the burger and fries and
you think about that. You think about that as you're pulling up to the drive-through. But when you hit the actual part where you have to give your order, it's like, okay, I'll have the grilled chicken. Okay, this and that. No, I'll have the Big Mac and the fries.
Every time.
It always happens.
You go up with the most pure of intentions, and then you get there, and then like your inner thoughts take over. You're like, no, one extra Mac sauce on that.
Emmett Stevens Jr. It's a name I think we're going to hear a lot more of down the road, and I hope so. It's definitely good stuff. Done with you and done DUNN, like in Brooks and Dunn, and obviously that's part of it. And just if somebody wanted to hear your music, I would imagine you're on all sorts of socials, right? You got your Facebook. Are you doing TikTok?
I'm on TikTok. Yeah, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. What's Twitter? No, Twitter changed its name.
X.
Twitter,
X.
No, not so X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah. And Done With You. It's on all the streaming platforms. It's on YouTube too. Go check it out on YouTube.
Done With You. You can download it probably off of iTunes too.
Apple Music, Spotify. I think it's on Tidal. All of them. Just go look for it. It's there. I promise you. If you type in Done With You, it's there.
And my friend Larissa just said, fun song. I just listened to it.
Heck yeah. Thank you, Larissa.
Larissa's awesome. And I don't know. There's one thing I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. And do you hunt at all?
No, I haven't been in years. We used to hunt all the time when I was a kid. And
Larissa, I'm going to get her on my podcast, and there's a reason for that. She is actually from this area. Her husband, a big hunter.
Okay.
They hunt out of the tree stands.
Yeah.
He fell out of the tree stand and passed away. And Larissa is now, it's because he didn't strap himself in. And you should always strap yourself in when you're in the tree stand and you're hunting deer. I don't know how it is in Florida, but I know here in New York, deer hunting is just, it's huge and all that. And my brother-in-law's hunt and they go into a tree stand. And what happened to her husband, she is now on a mission to make sure that if you hunt, that you strap yourself in and so this doesn't happen to anybody. She's a beautiful lady. She's got a beautiful son. But she lost her husband because he didn't do what he needed to do in the tree stand.
We could definitely use that down in Florida because I got a bunch of uncles that they're always hunting, and I got a bunch of friends too. And I like to say my friends that are my age, they strap in, you know what I mean, when they're going up and down.
Yeah, exactly.
But the older, I know I got some uncles that do not. So we definitely
probably because they're old school.
Yeah. Because they're old school or they're in a hurry.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, she is just a wonderful and a beautiful lady, and she's been through so much in the last year. And now what happened, but the good, what's coming out of this that is good. She's on a mission to make it known that if you're going to hunt, you're going to sit in a tree stand. Please don't let happen what happened to my husband. Yeah. Because you need to strap yourself in, because now, little boy doesn't have a father. Well, he still does, but doesn't see him every day, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So, and all that. So just Larissa, I saw you were on there. I just wanted to mention it. And, it's just really, and she will be on my podcast here down the road. So, but anyways, tonight we've been chatting with Emmett Stevens Jr., as I mentioned a moment ago, a name that hopefully is going to become a very familiar name to you. And go online, get the music, download it. His first single, Done With You, is out to radio now. He's enjoying life in Florida, and he hits Nashville quite often. Oh, I didn't ask. So when you're in Nashville, do you hit up Broadway?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so my buddy plays down on Broadway. A couple buddies of mine play down on Broadway like Tuesday and Thursday. His name is Ashton Butler. Y'all should go check out his music. And he's always down in Nashville playing. So I hit a Broadway probably two times when I'm there if I'm there for a week, typically twice. So Broadway, and then there's a street called Demonbreun.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I used to call it Demon Borough.
Dude, that's what I called it the first time, and I got roasted by my buddies.
Yeah, exactly. I said, "Oh, we're on Demon Borough Street." No.
And they said, "No, that's not how you say it." I was like, "Well, they should spell it differently then."
Basically, yes.
Yeah. But no, I love being in Nashville.
Oh, that's where you hang out, though, is what you're saying, or do you have somebody that plays over
there? No, you almost got me. You almost got me to say it bad, man. Demonbreun. I hang out at Demonbreun.
Oh, okay.
Where I go when I'm down, and I do go to Broadway to see my buddy play.
Yeah, exactly. Emmett, it's been great chatting with you tonight, talking about your music. Hopefully we get some viewers that'll go and check out the song, download the song, excuse me, support you. Look forward to hearing more. Maybe whoever's listening to this, they can call their local radio station and say, hey, play this guy.
Yeah, do it.
And let's help them out. So
thank you so much for having me, man. This has been, and you too, Miss Deb, but this has been
fun.
Awesome. I love this. We should, I'll happily come back anytime you guys want me. So thank you.
Well, you can come back as many times as you want. How about tomorrow night at 7:00?
Tomorrow night at 7. We'll be here.
Wait, I know we have somebody tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So, but no, you know what? Yes, our door is always open.
Yeah. Okay.
And anything goes. That's why we call it Skip Happens, because it happens. And we like to talk about your journey. And
I was waiting for you to throw that in there.
What? Skip Happens?
It happens. I was waiting for you to say it.
Skip Happens. And you'll never forget it.
Never.
So, Never. So make sure you share it as well, Emmett. And, we're going to sign off, but just hang on right there when we say goodbye. Thank you for joining Deb and I tonight on Skip Happens. And Deb, I want her to tell you a little bit about her country music fan club.
So yeah, we definitely, at the very least in 6 months, we'd love to check back and see where you're at and how your journey is going. So for sure. And I do have a country music fan club. It's a social media, Facebook and Instagram avenue where we love to follow and promote the new artists on their way. And graciously, we work with Skip, and he's been awesome in helping us to help you guys. So follow us, we'll follow you. And when you have new music, we'll put it out there for you.
Awesome. Yeah.
Let people know.
It's a great deal.
Very cool. Yeah.
Skip Happens, everybody. Give us a like on YouTube and the Facebook. Emmett, you hang out. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Good night, everyone. Thanks.
Bye.